Hello, everybody. This is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative. So, the other day I was at Line Dance and I was noticing the Halloween decorations. Isn't this an adorable witch's hat? I had to go up and take a closer peek. It looks like it's mostly made of ribbon, but I think I can actually use some other things besides just ribbon. Look how cute these shoes are. I could use felt for that. I'm not much of an artist, but I bet my daughter-in-law can make me a pattern. So let's take a closer peek on exactly how this is put together. Let's see, let's dig around in here. Oh, so these are just felt, some fabric, ribbon, and you know what? I think it's actually on a form of some sort.
So it is on a metal form. And you know what? Halloween is over with. But I got to thinking I could probably use some cardboard. I've got all kinds of different ribbon. And I am actually, instead of doing a witch's hat, going to be making an Santa's elf hat. Next year, I'll probably do the witch's hat. So I've got some cardboard here. This is going to be smaller than what the decorations are at the senior center. But I'm just going to take this X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut a triangle. All right, I got that cut out. Now I got to figure out if I want to do red or I have some green. If I do red, that's more of a Santa hat. I'd do a Santa hat because look what I got. Wouldn't that be fun? But you know what? I think I'm going to use green. And I've got some ribbon here. I've got this ribbon. I've got this sparkly ribbon. I think I did want to mention that witch's hat. They had taken some black ribbon and wrapped it around like this. But I don't think that's how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to take some felt and I'm going to cut it into a larger triangle than this and glue it on here. I want to be able to hide these sides because they don't look very nice. So I just cut it like that. I just use this as the form. And then I'm just going to get some glue and I'm going to glue this. I'm going to glue it tight. And then it's going to kind of look like a Christmas tree. Right. So I've hot glued it. And now we've got to put something at the top here and something at the bottom here. So after going through all my ribbon, I thought red, white, and then I came across some gold. So we're going to use this gold and this white and gold. And then I have this gold with white polka dots and maybe some of this. And then I've got some of this off-white. And now I got to figure out how I'm going to make it all poofy here. All right, this is what I have so far. I'm just kind of making this up as I go. I am actually using floral wire because it is stiffer. And I'm using it to poke through the cardboard and the felt, but I'll tell you about that a little bit more in a second. I am using this kind of ribbon, It's it's probably supposed to be 2 inches, 2.5 inches, but when you buy it, it probably says 2 inches. This is probably 3/4 of an inch. These are also the same as this. And I'm just stacking, I've cut 6 inches, okay, of everything. And then I'm stacking this and pinching in the middle and wrapping it with wire. So we have a bow. Doing the same thing with these. These I kind of, I was trying to do them like this, but I was having a hard time getting them to lay right. So I went ahead and just stacked them on top of each other. And then when I get them on here, I can finagle them where I want. So far, I've got 3
bunches, because I'll take this and lay this on top. And that's what I have here. So I need to make 2 more. All right, so this is what I was talking about here. I am going to clip these off, and then I'm just going to roll a loop to the back so it's not so pokey. I have weak hands. This has been really hard using the floral wire. So if you want, you can use regular wire, 20 gauge wire, I would suggest. But when it comes to actually poking it in here, you will need the floral wire because it is a lot stiffer. And some of that other wire, the craft wire, will not poke through here. You need to have something that's very stiff. And this is what I meant by rolling, just so it's not poking you, which it probably won't, but just in case. So it kind of looks wonky, but once I get it on here, I will fluff it up some more. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. I bent it in half and just poked it through, and I'm using a cutting board to kind of push it through. That way you're not going to ruin your table or desk that you're working on. So now I'm just going to take these bows and thread them through there. There's one bow, now the second one. So I kind of have them crisscrossed. Now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to pull those two so it tightens and then twist them. Hold it tight and I'm twisting it, and then I'm going to trim it off a little bit, and again I'm just going to roll a loop like I did these. All right, so I could be done right now. I do need to glue this on. I haven't done that yet, but I just used wire to cinch it, and then I took a piece of ribbon and tied around it. And I'm just going to hot glue that up there. But I've got it pretty much fluffed out. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to do the feet or not. The legs and the feet. One thing too, I can't remember if I told you any measurements. But I know I did with the ribbon. But the wire to cinch these, I used a 4-inch piece of wire. I used a 6-inch piece of wire to actually push through the cardboard. And then curled that up back there. All right, so I've decided to put the little legs and the feet on there. I had my daughter-in-law draw a little pattern. And I think I'm going to do this in gray felt. And probably these in green and maybe white. I don't know. We'll see. So I've got the gray legs cut out and the shoes. Decided to do it in green. And I found this rickrack. So I'm going to be gluing all this together. And I've got it all done. I think it came out so cute. You can make this as big or small as you would like. As far as the legs, I just cut some felt. I did not stuff them. Here's the little elf shoes. I used rickrack there, just glued it, hot glued it on. As far as the back of this, hot glued it. Got a little hanger there. And now I got to figure out where I'm going to hang him so everybody can see him. Oh, I am really pleased with him. It was actually quite easy to do. The hardest part was just working with the wire. Most of you probably wouldn't have a problem. I just have a lot of hand issues, so that's why I have issues. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for joining me. Tell me what you think of this guy. And y'all have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative, signing out for now. Bye-bye.